Today I want to share with you a key. It's not a physical key, but rather an idea, a mindset that can unlock the door to a reality where the word impossible doesn't exist. This idea is the belief that with the right mindset, discipline, and action, nothing is out of your reach. Imagine for a moment standing at the edge of a vast field, the horizon stretched out before you, limitless. This field represents the expanse of your potential, vast and unending. Yet how often do we confine ourselves to a corner of this field, shackled by our own doubts, fears, and the invisible chains of I can't? I'm here to tell you that the only chains that bind us are the ones we place on ourselves. The belief that we are not enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough is a narrative that too many of us have internalized. But what if I told you that you could break free? That the key to unlocking your potential, to exploring the vastness of your own field, lies within a simple yet profound shift in mindset. Talk about belief. Belief isn't just thinking you can do something. It's knowing you can. It's seeing the invisible, feeling the intangible, and achieving the impossible. It's waking up every day telling yourself, I am. Now, I want you to pause for a moment. Think about something you've always wanted to achieve, but felt was out of reach. Hold that thought. Feel the weight of the belief that it's unattainable. Now, shift that perspective. Imagine for a moment that you are enough to achieve it. That the only thing standing between you and that goal is the narrative you've told yourself. How does that shift in belief change the way you see your goal? This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about positive action. It's about making a commitment to yourself to embrace the discipline needed to reach your goals. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and it starts with the smallest of steps. What's one small step you can take today towards your goal? Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But be real. Changing your mindset isn't an overnight process. It requires action day in and day out. It requires pushing yourself even when everything in you wants to pull back. It's about showing up for yourself, even on the days when you feel like you're not enough. Because, my friends, those are the days when believing you are enough matters most. So, starting today, act like you are enough. Not in a boastful way, but with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth. Let this belief be your guide, your compass, as you navigate the challenges that life throws your way. And remember, the belief that you are enough doesn't mean you won't face obstacles. It doesn't mean the path will always be clear. But it does mean that you have what it takes to overcome those obstacles, to forge your path, to reach your potential. Remember that the key, the mindset of believing you are enough, is yours for the taking. It is not hidden, reserved for a select few. It's available to you right here, right now. You just have to reach out and grab it. So go ahead armed with self-belief. Discover the breadth of your potential, and never forget that with the right mindset, discipline, and practice, nothing, absolutely nothing, is beyond your reach. There's a siren song that often lures us off course, the myth of perfection. This is a tale as old as time, yet as new as the latest technology in our hands. We are bombarded day in and day out with images and stories of flawless lives. Social media magazines, even our peers, consciously or unconsciously, sell us the narrative that perfection is attainable, that it's the golden ticket to happiness and acceptance. But let me share a secret with you. This pursuit of perfection is a wild goose chase, and I'll tell you why. There's a story of a renowned artist known across the land for creating the most exquisite vases. People from far and wide would come to admire his creations. Yet if you watched him work, you'd notice something peculiar. With each vase, just as he finished, he would make a small deliberate imperfection. When asked why, he said, "It is in the imperfections that the true beauty and uniqueness of my work comes alive. Perfection is an illusion, and striving for it is to deny the very essence of our humanity." This artist knew something that many of us struggle. To accept our imperfections are not signs of inadequacy, but markers of our individuality. They're the scars of our battles, the stories of our resilience, the proof that we have lived, loved, lost, and learned. Think about it. When was the last time you felt the pressure to present a perfect facade? Maybe it was trying to craft the perfect post on social media, or maybe it was in your professional life agonizing over a presentation because it wasn't just right. We've all been there, caught in the trap of comparing our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. But here's the thing, the pursuit of perfection often leads us to overlook the value of the journey, the learning that comes from failure and the joy of progress. Consider the story of Thomas Edison and his quest to invent the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each imperfection, each failure was not a step back, but a step forward, because it brought him closer to his goal. Imagine if Edison had given up in his pursuit, aiming for a perfect solution on his first try. The world would be a darker place, quite literally. So why do we chase perfection? Because we fear judgment, rejection, and failure. But let me ask you, what if we reframe our perspective? What if we view our imperfections not as flaws, but as stepping stones to growth and self-acceptance? What if, instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" we ask, "What can I learn from this?" Embracing our imperfections does not mean we settle for mediocrity. On the contrary, it means we acknowledge our humanity, our capacity for growth, and our potential for greatness. It's about striving for excellence on our own terms, recognizing that the most beautiful stories are those filled with trials, errors, and ultimately triumphs. Accept your flaws, let go of the unattainable ideals of perfection that society pushes us towards. Remember, it's our flaws that make us unique, that tell our story, that endear us to others. They are not our weakness. They are a strength in disguise. Commit to being kinder to ourselves, to acknowledging our efforts, celebrating our progress, and learning from our setbacks. Redefine success not as the absence of failure, but as the persistence through failure. After all, the most stunning diamonds are those with unique flaws, and the most captivating stories are those with unexpected twists. Take with you the artist's wisdom and his unfinished vases. Remember Edison's tenacity in the face of failure. And let's walk through our lives with the understanding that it's not the absence of flaws that defines our worth, but the way we navigate them. Don't chase perfection. Let's pursue purpose, passion, and persistence. Because in the end, they are the key to a fulfilling and meaningful life. At the core of every dream lies a fundamental force that propels us forward or holds us back. Self-belief. It's the engine of our ambition, the wind beneath the wings of our aspirations. Without it, even the most talented among us can find themselves tethered, unable to soar. With it, however, even the seemingly impossible becomes within reach. Consider for a moment the story of a young girl born to modest means, with nothing but a dream and a voice that could touch the soul. This girl every evening would sing to the stars, believing one day her voice would transcend the confines of her small town. Skeptics abounded, of course. They saw her circumstances, her inexperience, and they doubted, yet she clung to her belief like a shield. Today, that girl, through sheer belief in her ability, has graced the stages of the world, her voice enchanting millions. That girl is none other than the legendary opera singer, Maria Callas. Maria's story illustrates a truth we often overlook. The extraordinary power of self-belief, it's not merely about optimism. It's a foundational belief in one's capabilities and potential. This belief acts as a beacon, guiding us through the darkest of times, the most challenging of obstacles. But how, you might wonder, does one cultivate such a belief? Is it an innate trait, or can it be developed? The answer lies in the stories of countless individuals who have achieved remarkable success, not because they were devoid of doubt, but because they chose to believe in themselves despite it. Take, for instance, the case of Thomas Edison, whose contributions to the world need no introduction. Edison faced numerous failures in his quest to invent the electric light bulb. Yet he never saw these failures as a reflection of his worth or capability. Instead, he believed each failure brought him closer to success. His self-belief was unwavering, even in the face of skepticism and repeated setbacks. Or reflect on the story of a struggling writer, laboring in obscurity, or grappling with the trials of personal and financial hardship. This writer held on to a tale of a young magician, a narrative born not just from imagination, but from a belief in the magic of storytelling itself. Despite facing rejection after rejection, this unwavering faith in the power of her narrative and in her own voice as a storyteller ultimately paved the way for the birth of one of the most cherished sagas in literary history. And stories, and countless others like them, share a common thread: a strong belief in oneself. This belief isn't a mere feeling, but a conviction, a knowing that within us lies the potential to achieve greatness, to overcome adversity, to realize our dreams. Research in the field of psychology reinforces the critical role of self-belief in achieving success. Studies have shown that individuals with high self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to achieve goals, are more likely to take on challenging tasks, persist in the face of adversity, and ultimately succeed. This isn't to say that self-belief alone guarantees success. Rather, it's the fuel that powers the engine of our efforts, making the journey toward our goals not only possible but achievable. So how do we nurture this self-belief? First, by recognizing our successes, no matter how small. Each success, each accomplishment serves as evidence of our capability, reinforcing our belief in ourselves. Second, by learning from our failures, not as verdicts of our inadequacy, but as stepping stones, as lessons that bring us closer to our goals. Each failure, viewed through the lens of growth, strengthens our resolve and our belief in our ability to overcome. Lastly, by surrounding ourselves with those who believe in us, who see our potential and who encourage us to pursue our dreams. The people around us can act as mirrors, reflecting back to us a belief in our capabilities, especially in moments when our belief wavers. Look within yourself. Find that wellspring of belief in your abilities. Remember the stories of people who, against all odds, believed in themselves and achieved extraordinary achievements. May their travels inspire you to boost your self-esteem. Resilience shines as one of the most vibrant threads, a quality that enables us to navigate the storms of life with grace and strength. But where does this resilience come from? How do we cultivate a resilience that's as enduring as the mountains, capable of withstanding whatever life throws our way? The answer, my friends, lies in the fertile soil of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is the bedrock upon which resilience is built. It's about acknowledging and embracing all parts of ourselves, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It's recognizing that our failures are not flaws, but facets of our journey, essential to our growth and learning. Now, let's explore how we can nurture this resilience through the lens of self-acceptance. Imagine for a moment you're standing before a mirror, not just any mirror, but one that reflects back not just your physical appearance, but the entirety of your being. What do you see? Do you focus on the imperfections, the scars, the places where you fell short? Or do you see the strength in those scars, the wisdom in those imperfections, the lessons learned from each fall? Building resilience begins with changing the narrative, shifting the focus from what we lack to what we possess. It's about acknowledging our strengths, the small victories that pave the way to greater triumphs. Each of us has a reservoir of untapped potential, qualities and capabilities that can propel us forward. The key is to recognize and cultivate these strengths. Consider the story of a young athlete who, after a devastating injury, was told he'd never compete again. Where others saw an ending, he saw a beginning. He embraced his situation with acceptance, acknowledging his reality, but refusing to be defined by it. He focused on his strengths, adapting his training and learning from his setbacks. His journey back to competition was not just a testament to his physical strength, but to the resilience born from self-acceptance. His story teaches us that resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it, growing stronger and more determined with each challenge. So how can we apply this to our lives? First, by practicing self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially in moments of failure or doubt. Recognize that setbacks are not a reflection of your worth, but opportunities for growth. Next, celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Acknowledge your progress, for it's these small steps that lead to significant leaps. And when you face setbacks, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Use failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Another practical step is to surround yourself with support, with people who see your potential and encourage you to reach for it. Just as a single ember can reignite a fire, the belief others have in us can rekindle our own belief in ourselves. And finally, cultivate flexibility. Resilience is not just about bouncing back, but also about bending and adapting. Like the willow tree, which bends in the storm but does not break. Learn to adapt to the changing winds of life, knowing that in flexibility there is strength. Let me share with you the story of a woman who, after years in a career that left her unfulfilled, decided to pursue her passion for art. The road was not easy. It was paved with financial insecurity, doubt, and the judgment of others. But her belief in her path, her acceptance of her journey, with its ups and downs, fueled her resilience. Today, her artwork hangs in galleries around the world, a testament to the power of resilience rooted in self-acceptance. Goal setting is akin to charting your course across the vast ocean of possibilities. It's not merely about deciding your destination, but understanding the value of the voyage itself and recognizing the inherent self-worth within you that makes this journey not just possible but inevitable. The art of setting goals is not just a strategy for achievement. It's a profound declaration of self-worth. When we talk about setting goals, it's essential to reflect on what these goals signify about our perception of ourselves. Each goal we set is a mirror reflecting our beliefs about what we think we deserve, what we're capable of, and ultimately how we value ourselves. In essence, your goals are your statement to the world and to yourself that you are enough. Now, delve into a method of goal setting that has not only stood the test of time, but has empowered countless individuals to turn their dreams into reality, the SMART criteria. This approach encapsulates the essence of effective goal setting. It's about crafting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. But how does this framework intertwine with the theme of you are enough? Let's explore. Setting specific goals is about clarity. It's about honing in on what you truly desire, not what you think you should want based on societal expectations or comparisons with others. It's a process of introspection, asking yourself, what is it that I genuinely want to achieve? This specificity is a form of self-honor, acknowledging your unique path and affirming that your desires are valid and valuable. Measurable goals provide us with tangible benchmarks for progress. They allow us to see the manifestation of our efforts, reinforcing the belief in our capability to affect change in our lives. Each milestone reached is a testament to our worth and efficacy, reminded that we are enough to realize our aspirations. Achievable goals are those that stretch us without breaking us. They are ambitious enough to motivate us, but within the realm of possibility. This balance is crucial. Setting achievable goals is an act of self-compassion, acknowledging our current limitations while still pushing the boundaries of our potential. It's a recognition that our worth isn't determined by the loftiness of our goals, but by the courage to pursue them. Relevant goals ensure that our objectives are aligned with our values and long-term visions for our lives. They're about making sure that our goals are not just about achieving for the sake of achievement, but about fulfilling a deeper sense of purpose. This relevance reaffirms that we are enough as it roots our aspirations in what truly matters to us, not dictated by external validation, but by internal conviction. Time-bound goals imbue our aspirations with a sense of urgency and commitment. They remind us that time is a finite resource, and that making the most of it is a way of honoring ourselves and our lives. Setting deadlines is not about rushing through life, but about maximizing the precious time we have, reinforcing the belief that we are enough to achieve our goals within the time frame we set for ourselves. Now, let me share with you a story about a young man named Alex. Alex had dreams, but they were vague and undefined, like clouds floating on the horizon. He felt adrift, unsure of his worth and direction. When introduced to the SMART criteria, Alex began to shape his dreams into specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. This process was transformative. With each goal he set and achieved, Alex's belief in himself grew. He realized that he was enough, not because of the goals he achieved, but because he had the courage to pursue them, to declare through his goals that he deserved to realize his dreams. So as you set out to chart your course, remember, your goals are not just checkpoints on the map of your life. They are declarations of your self-worth, affirmations of your capability, and celebrations of your potential. Set your goals with the SMART criteria, but infuse them with the understanding that you are enough. And remember, like Alex, with each goal you set and strive towards, you're not just moving closer to your destination. You're affirming your journey, your worth, and your belief in yourself. Each of us is a unique thread, vibrant with our own colors, textures, and patterns. Yet how often do we dim our brightness, change our hue, or alter our weave to fit into a picture that isn't our own? Living authentically, my friends, is the ultimate expression of declaring, I am enough. It's a testament to recognizing our inherent value and aligning our actions with our true selves. Imagine, if you will, the freedom and fulfillment that comes from such alignment. It's like sailing on an open sea, guided by the stars of your own values, beliefs, and dreams. There's a profound peace that comes from knowing your direction is dictated by the compass of your heart, not the maps drawn by others. Living authentically means shedding the masks we wear, the roles we play, and the expectations we bow to. It's about being true to ourselves, even when the world tries to mold us into something we're not. This isn't an easy path. It requires courage, strength, and most importantly, a deep sense of self-worth, but the rewards are immeasurable. When we align our actions with our true selves, we live with integrity, purpose, and joy. Let me share with you the story of Emily. Emily spent years climbing the corporate ladder, chasing a version of success that never felt quite right. On paper, she had it all: a high-paying job, a beautiful home, a place in society. But inside, Emily felt hollow, disconnected from the work she did and the life she lived. It wasn't until she took a step back and asked herself, is this who I really am? Is this what I truly want? That she realized the cost of her inauthenticity. Emily made the brave decision to step off the path she was on and forge a new one, aligned with her passion for art and community service. Today, Emily runs a successful nonprofit that brings art education to underprivileged communities. In living her truth, she found a fulfillment and richness that success as defined by others never brought her. Emily's story is a powerful reminder that living authentically is not just about personal happiness, but about the impact we can have on the world when we operate from a place of genuine passion and purpose. So how do we begin this journey towards authenticity? It starts with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what values are most important to me? What passions light me up? What dreams have I sidelined in pursuit of someone else's idea of success? Then take steps, however small, to align your life with these answers. It might mean changing careers, as Emily did, or it might be as simple as dedicating time to a long-forgotten hobby. The scale of the change matters less than the alignment it brings. But remember, living authentically is not a one-time choice, but a continuous process of self-discovery and growth. It's about making daily decisions, big and small, that reflect who you are and who you aspire to be. And so let the belief that you are enough become not just a thought, but a guiding principle for your life. Act this way by honoring your truth, making choices that reflect your values, and pursuing the things that bring you true joy. When you live authentically, you send a powerful message to the world and to yourself that you recognize your worth, that you value your unique path, and that you have the courage to follow it. You unapologetically. My friends, let us embrace the beauty of our authentic selves, and in doing so, light the way for others to do the same. Let us live with the conviction that we are enough, creating paths that are true to who we are and what we believe, and invite us to acts. Live authentically, boldly, and with an unwavering belief in our own sufficiency. Because in righteousness we find not only fulfillment, but the essence of our freedom and our happiness.